Veteran Salute is sponsored by the DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers.
Hutchinson World War II veteran says he was just 22 years old when he got a letter from the president saying he was needed in the military.
As Gwen Bevel and photojournalist Nick Kiefer show us, he boarded a bus right away.
Olen Mitchell would then spend 28 days on a ship where they couldn't even light a match. He says they also had to wait until night to dump garbage overboard so they would have plenty of time to get away from it before sunrise. He says the enemy had their sights set on that fleet headed overseas.
Purple Heart and the Combat Infantry Badge and the Bronze Star, those are earned decorations.
And Olen Mitchell earned every one of them. He's most proud of his Combat Rifleman Medal.
That indicates everything I did.
Mitchell says the voyage to World War II wasn't easy.
We wound up in a convoy in the Atlantic of 110 ships.
And he says the enemy was watching their every move.
We had a number of submarine attacks going over. They sunk one ship.
The troops eventually made it to Italy, and Mitchell says within no time they were on the front lines.
You don't know you're going to be live 15 minutes from now or in the morning.
Mitchell says as riflemen, they had to carry everything they had on their backs, including tons of ammunition.
I was in the 85th Division, 337th Infantry, Company L.
He says they had no beds, no barracks, and there were many job hazards.
You'd be going down the road, and the Germans would have a piano wire stretched across from one tree to the other. That was just right.
He says while attempting to take a railroad tunnel from the Germans, they met a lot of resistance.
I got hit by a German rifle bullet, went in one cheek and came out the other. And it took everything pretty much with it.
Even though he was severely wounded, he tried to get a message back to the medic.
For him not to come up, because if he did, they would just get him like they did me. But faithful as he was, he came up.
A telegram arrived in Kansas letting the love of his life know he'd been wounded. And after another long trip aboard a ship and many months of recovery,
I came home. I was very, very fortunate, and I had a great and a wonderful life.
Mitchell says he was given the choice when he returned from the war zone to be a medic or an MP. He says becoming military police was the best decision he ever made. Mitchell is now 97 years young and enjoys woodworking and his collection of classic cars. Here for you, Gwen Bevel, KSN News 3.
Tonight, we salute Olen Mitchell for his service during World War II.
The DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers here with our Veteran of the Week, and that's Infantryman Olen Mitchell, who served our country during World War II and was awarded the Purple Heart, the Bronze Star, and the Combat Infantry Badge. On behalf of all of Kansas, thank you for your service.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to be picked to come over, and it's a great thing that you're doing to keep the service going. We appreciate that very, very much. You're a great outfit.
Veteran Salute is sponsored by the DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers.